Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back with the next review of the Terror in the Aisles challenge. This time, Jason and I watched Dawn of the Dead. When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. Dawn of the Dead is a 1978 horror film, written and directed by George A. Romero. It was a follow-up to Night of the Living Dead, and it's featured in Terror in the Aisles. Dawn of the Dead, in my opinion, is one of the greatest horror films ever made. Top 3. Easily. I know Jason said his review was pretty long, so I'll try to keep mine shorter. This is one of those films, anyway, that gets discussed quite often, even to this day. And while there is, of course, a message behind it, the storyline is not all that complex. It's literally just 4 survivors surviving in a mall. There's the couple, Francine and Steven, whose nickname is Flyboy. Francine is pregnant, and Flyboy is a pilot, hence the nickname. Then there is Peter, played by Ken Foray, and Roger, both SWAT team members. The zombie apocalypse has hit, and these 4 are just trying to survive. They take a helicopter and search for safety. That's when they see the mall and realize it may not be a bad place to go. Unfortunately, the Walking Dead have the same idea. Even as zombies, they've returned to the mall, because it's what they've always done. There's your message about consumerism and commercialism. Regardless, Flyboy lands the helicopter on the roof of the mall, and the 4 go inside. They kill off zombies as needed and make themselves at home. In fact, they end up living there for months. The mall has everything they could possibly need, after all. They make apartments out of the offices, they shop in the department stores, and they even play in the arcade. This, for me, is probably the all-time greatest horror movie setting. I love the mall in this movie so much. The setting of this is such a big part of the film. It's like the 5th character. I'd almost call Dawn of the Dead the ultimate mall movie, but I guess that distinction would go to Mallrats. Dawn of the Dead is probably the most iconic mall movie, though. I often wonder, and this is just my opinion, if those who don't consider Dawn of the Dead to be one of the greatest horror films ever made have even actually seen it. And if they have seen it, I wonder how long it's been since they watched it. This is one of those films, to me, I believe there is no denying how awesome it is. If you've ever been to the mall at all, especially as a kid, this film should bring some nostalgia. I miss when my local malls used to look like the one in this movie. That sort of brown color scheme with all of the green plants. I get nostalgic just thinking about it. And how fun is it to watch the characters in the department stores and in the arcade? It's like, as the viewer, you're hanging out at the mall with them, only it's their home. That's what makes it so infuriating when Tom Savini's gang invades the mall later in the film. That part always pissed me off, but it's supposed to. In a way, I do like that part though, because it does what The Walking Dead comics and TV series did. It becomes a conflict between the people, not really the people and the living dead. The zombies are sort of second nature by that point. We see some of this in George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead, but it's escalated in Dawn. Escalated. Get it? It's a mall. Having just 4 main characters makes it very easy to empathize with them. Like I said, you feel like you're hanging out with them. You feel like you know them. You're sort of surviving the zombie apocalypse with them. The practical gore effects are fantastic. The music is goofy at times, but oh so fitting for the times. I'm not a huge fan of the zombie genre. You know me, I'm a slasher guy. but Dawn of the Dead is one of my absolute favorite horror movies of all time. For once, I agree with Roger Ebert, who also said it was one of the best horror films ever made. And Dawn of the Dead 2004 may be one of the best horror remakes ever made, which is why it's my relatable recommendation. You know as well as I know, horror remakes can be hit or miss. The Dawn of the Dead remake is definitely a hit. No, it's not as good as the original. Few remakes are. But when you're remaking one of the greatest horror films of all time, that's a high ladder to climb. Zack Snyder did a great job with this. I love the mall setting, and I love the cast. Fans of Modern Family will find it entertaining to see Ty Burrell, who plays Phil Dunphy, as a real jerk in this. Dawn of the Dead is a great remake, and the original is one of the greatest horror films of all time. What do you think of Dawn of the Dead? Comment below and let me know. And please be sure to check out Jason's review. When there are no more movies on the list, we'll review something else. But first, the next review of the Terror in the Aisles challenge is coming soon. Until then, thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and, be kind, subscribe.